What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully each and every one of you guys is having a great and amazing day. If it's your first time stopping by, why don't you go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, my social media tags are right here. Go ahead and follow me on both Snapchat and Instagram to be the first to see when my videos are released. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get this video started. As always, we are starting in sport mode with the ESC completely disabled. Why? Well, we don't like traction too much, so we're gonna run with it off. No, I'm just kidding. The car just runs so much smoother with the ESC completely disabled. I'll make a separate video and explain why. Simply to make it simple on you guys without going into full explanation, the car is making too much power for the factory traction control system, so we just completely disable it, take it out of the picture if we're trying to get on it. Of course, if it's raining out, or if I'm just, driving from point A to point B, generally I'll just turn the traction control off and not turn the full ESC off, just so we could be on the safe side. I'm sorry about that, son. Anyhow, guys, today's video is a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time now. You guys know that I have the Xclutch installed. Actually, I got the ceramic Xclutch. For those that are wondering what the difference is between the ceramic and the organic Xclutch, is simply one can handle more torque. One of them, with being the ceramic clutch, is a 6-puck system, so it's designed more to be of a track application. It handles amazing, and we're going to do a full review on that clutch right now. Let's get going. Alright, you guys, for starters, a lot of people say the drivability of this clutch is exactly like stock. In my experience, that's false. Especially when you first start the car, it is extremely difficult to drive. Far from stock. Stock was smooth. I mean, the clutch feel, the pedal feels exactly the same. They're not lying about that. The pedal feels exactly the same. It's not much stiffer at all. It may be just a fraction stiffer, but that's all right. I like it a little stiffer. In my opinion, it was a little too soft before. People would get in the car and press the clutch and think that they broke it because their foot would literally just go right to the floor, and they're expecting something a little more stiff. I experienced the same thing when I first got in the car. I thought I broke the car. Kind of funny, right? But anyhow, this clutch is absolutely amazing. Would I suggest it again? Yes. Is there a better option out there for daily driving your car? Probably so. The ACT clutch looks good, especially the 6-puck option. If you're going to daily drive your car, I'm not going to lie, this clutch is a little harsh. The initial startup, the clutch grinds a little going into first gear and your initial takeoff, so that's a little annoying. Not to mention the constant chatter that you have at every stoplight. Every time that your car is idling, it sounds like a damn helicopter. So that factor alone is a little annoying, but when you're driving like I am right now, you don't hear it. I mean, it's not a problem. Your flat foot shifting is exactly like stock. Shifting is exactly like stock. I mean, it catches pretty damn good. And there's an M4 right next to me. Let's see if he'll play a little. I doubt it. Too much traffic, of course. Anyhow, guys, I wanted to hit traffic like this. I made this video during this time when the freeway would be a little busy on purpose, because the stop and go traffic sucks, especially when you come to a complete stop. Like I mentioned, sometimes when going into first, the car almost feels like it's going to want to stall unless you're practically launching the car. You pretty much have to have 2,000 RPMs to go smoothly, and in stop and go traffic, that sucks because you're going to jump forward 2 cars or so, and you have the potential of hitting somebody. If you don't rev it up to about 2,000 RPMs and let off of the clutch, you're going to feel like you're going to stall, and it's not a good feeling. Really, it's an awkward feeling. And not to mention, guys, this clutch is so pretty. I mean, the looks of this clutch, I know you don't buy a clutch for the looks, but it looks amazing. The purple anodization is next to none. I mean, I've never seen a clutch look so good and so well put together. This clutch is definitely one of the nicest clutch kits I've ever seen. And the installation, well, I'm not even going to get into that because it is a pain in the ass. As you guys know, it took me probably 4 or 5 days, not full days, but 2 full days and a couple hours here and there on the other days. And I don't even want to get into that because if I had the chance to do it again, or if I ever have to swap the clutch out on this car again, I would probably pay to have it done. That's how bad it is. I mean, take my $1,000, take my $1,200 and do it. I mean, it's that much of a pain in the ass that I wouldn't want to attempt to do it again, or by myself. Definitely not by myself, and definitely I would never do it on the ground again. If I were to ever do it myself again, I would definitely be renting a lift setup, so I wouldn't have, maybe 12, 15 inches of clearance, and it was just a lot more difficult because of the fact that we're laying on our backs doing it. If it was up in the air, I'm sure we would have been able to do it in half the time, but that wasn't the case, and unfortunately I didn't have the best experience installing everything. Sure, it was a lot of fun, but it was a huge headache at the end of the day. And I don't even want to go into how difficult it was because you guys already know. Sure, we could put this clutch in a Focus ST all day in less than a full day, but that transfer case and the drive line, it was just a pain in the ass. Now let's get back to the performance of this. I've been flat foot shifting, or I shouldn't say I've been. I did about 1,000-mile break-in period on this clutch, just to be safe. I know it recommends about 700 miles, but I did 1,000 miles just to be safe. And the reason I did that was because a lot of people were having issues with their synchros after the install. And I didn't want that to be my case, so I just went ahead and did 1,000 miles to be safe. I didn't launch it right away. I then started like a hard break-in period and started driving it a little harder, getting a little higher up in the RPMs, hitting boost. For the first 1,000 miles, I did not hit boost. As hard as that sounds, I did not hit boost. And so after that 1,000-mile break-in period, as I was mentioning, I got into boost, and my God, this thing shifted amazingly. Before, I thought I was spinning all 4 wheels. Really, it was just my clutch spinning, or my clutch slipping, I should say. And for the longest time, I thought it was my wheels. And then I got on that dyno, and that's how I found out that my clutch was slipping, because the dyno was spiking. My RPMs were spiking. And right then and there, we figured either it was one wheel spin or the clutch was going out. And sure enough, the clutch was going out. I mean, we didn't second guess that at all. So immediately I ordered a clutch pretty much and got it installed. Now, flat foot shifting is exactly like stock, as I had mentioned. It feels amazing. No lift shifting, whatever you want to call it. The Cobb accessport has it listed as flat foot shifting, so that's what I'm going to call it. Essentially, for those of you that aren't familiar, you're just shifting without lifting off the gas. You're just tapping the clutch, going to the next gear, and dumping the clutch again. And really, it hooks. There is no more slipping. 100% it's going. My only concern is with the torque that I'm putting down and the power that I'm putting down, I'm going to break something. something is going to break. Either it's going to be my transmission, my drive line, my transfer case, especially during the launch. Let me tell you something. I haven't got it on video yet, but I've done one launch, and it's been the most violent launch that I've ever been in. I've been in a GTR with launch control. I've been in this car with launch control. I've been in another Focus RS with launch control, and nothing has launched as hard as what this launched. I mean, the wheel hop was insane. I've never really had wheel hop like this on a launch until now. I'm going to have to play around with the launch control settings to get rid of that wheel hop because it was nasty. Sure, I'm still on stock tires and rims. That could be the reason. I'm sure that is the reason, almost 100% positive. But the launch, if I would have gotten on video, you would have seen exactly what I was talking about. And honestly, I'm afraid to launch the car unless I'm going to be on a track. And even then, it's even more risky because the track is prepped, obviously, and sticky. So, am I going to break something? That's my concern. And I'm sure there's a good chance when I go to the track, do my quarter mile, that something will break. And for that reason, I'm probably going to trailer the car to the track and trailer it back. I'm pretty confident when I get my wheels set up that I can break an 11-second quarter mile as long as the weather conditions are decent. That's my goal. That's my goal before going with a big turbo, is to break an 11-second quarter mile. When that's done, we're going big turbo, built engine. We're going all out. Probably a built tranny. Full E85 system, high pressure fuel pump. It's all going to be done. A port injection, obviously. I had to do it. I'm excited for that time. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of money, but I'm going to save for it gradually, and it's going to happen eventually, guys. So make sure you guys follow along. Tag along for the full experience, because this car is only going to get better and faster as the time goes, unless I get bored with the car and switch over to a different platform, which I seriously hope doesn't happen anytime soon. So far, this car has me laughing, and really every time I'm in it, it's a great experience. I mean, you really can't be bored with this car. It's just a fun car in general. Sure, I can buy a faster car. I can go buy a 10-speed Mustang if I want and run 11-second quarter mile with just E85 and a tune. But that's not what I want to do. I want a fun daily driver as well at the end of the day. And in my personal opinion, you can be fast and loud and automatic, but you're not always having fun. Sure, you can have fun on the track with it, but are you having as much fun as you would in a manual car where you can be in complete control? Let's save that for another video. I really, really recommend this Xclutch, especially if your clutch is worn out and you need to replace your clutch anyhow. Spend the extra money. Get the Xclutch, especially if you're using it for performance purposes. I believe this is going to outperform the ACT clutch all day long. So definitely look into the Xclutch, guys. It's not too much more. The extra money is 100% worth it. Just bite the bullet and purchase it, guys. Alright, guys, so that concludes today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on the Xclutch. Would you have rather purchased the ACT clutch or Xclutch, or maybe another clutch as well? Clutch Masters makes a decent kit, but I believe that there was no other clutch like the Xclutch. And of course, guys, go ahead and follow all my social media links right here, both Snapchat and Instagram. Be the first to see my videos that are coming out. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Until next time, I'm checking out.
Never be slowing it down, never be slowing it down, ayy. I keep my foot on the gas, I keep my foot on the gas, ayy. I know I'm never gonna crash.